Yeah, so sorry, if you want to show doubles, the input, the parameters, they need to be double as well.
So the calculation parameter itself cannot be integer.
Well, they can, but they will be treated as integer and you will get 0. So if you want to work with doubles, everything needs to be doubled, the parameters and the return. Your
Too.
parameters
Okay.
are integers,
Okay, thank you.
x and y. Okay. Yeah, your picture is freezing. Yeah. Okay. I guess it's my problem. It's saying my connection is unstable. Okay. 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 Now we have a small exercise that needs actually you to search for stuff, or you can do it yourself in case you remember the required functions. But okay, so what we want to do is we want to pass a string. Okay, this string is comma separated. Okay, so I want to pass this one, and I want to receive it as a parameter in a function. Okay, and this function will return the max number in this array of elements. So it should look something like this. Okay, so first, this is the question. Yeah, I will just pose the question just a second.
Okay.
Yeah, so the question is something like this. Okay, so I will pass, let's call it, for example, public integer max number. Okay, that's the signature of, we will return an integer. So we will take a string s, okay, and here return the max number. So what is the shape of s? S looks like this. So it will be, we call math, okay, max number, s equals something like 8, 7, 9, 2, 10, 4. So that's how s will look like. This is a string, but it's actually numbers separated by commas. Okay, so I'm assuming the input is correct. It looks like this. So I want this function to take this string and then return the maximum number inside this string. So notice that this is not an array, it's a string, but it looks like an array. It looks like an array. Okay? So I need to be able to return the max number from this shape. Okay. So there are many steps involved in doing so. And I really need you, I really want you to think about it and to make it work. Now you can use special functions in strings, special functions in C#. Okay, that's fine. Just make it work. Okay, consider this a job assignment that they don't really care what you are going to use. They care about that, is it working or not? Okay, okay, let's start working on that. But it takes a string that's comma separated and it returns an integer. It doesn't take an array or anything. Okay, and you pass it like this. Okay, let's see if you can make it happen. Just imagine a task at work and you are working on it. Okay, yeah, I'll let you do it.
I'm done.
Okay, let's give some more time for others, will you?
Yeah, I'm done.
So any other result? Okay.
I'm done.
Okay,
I'm done.
Millie is done. Okay. Uh, okay, let's see what Millie has since we saw Willie's code already. Okay, so yeah, just a second, please.
Okay.
Uh, how do I stop? Oh, okay. Okay, this one. Now you can share. Okay. Okay, so
Line 553.
so Millie is using the split function. So I'm not sure if you remember, but in the second class, okay, we talked about strings and we saw that there's a function called split that will split a string according to certain character or group of characters you choose. So now I want to split this string according or based on the comma character. So by the end of this split, I will get an array of characters or array of strings, I guess. Okay. So, but Millie decided that she wants to turn it into a list, which is fine. Okay. So she wants to deal with lists more than she wants to deal with arrays. So you can use to list. Now it's obvious that this select is something you found on the internet, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. This is part of link functions, so we didn't study it, but we said like we want a way to do it, and this is actually like I guess one of the fastest ways. So after that, now you have a list of integers, right? It's very easy how to get a list of integers.
Yes, and the loop
Okay,
to
and
find the max number.
yeah, exactly. So there are many ways to first split. Okay, the most common way is to use the split function. Then after you split, you need to convert it to a list or array of integers. Okay, so also in C# there are many ways to do so. That's why I told you, okay, search on the internet to do it. Okay, thank you very much, Miri. Let's write it together. Okay, so the first thing I need to do, so I'm receiving a string in this shape. Okay, so I need to split it. So I don't really know what is the retain type here. So I can use var. Var, let's call like splitted string. Okay, regardless of like I still don't know. So I can say s dot split and send the comma. Okay. And what is the result now? Space there is an array of string. Okay, it will cut the split in the delimiter place and it will return a list of string. Now I need a way to convert this list of string to, or array of string to array of integers. Okay, so that's what Willie have. Yeah, so Willie actually went into a more of a shortcut. There's something called array.convertAll. So you can convert all the items in an array to like another item you choose or the type, okay, from a type to type. So there is also array.convertAll. So there are so many ways. There are some ways that like I've never heard of, but you can find ways either with link, either with some ready functions in array class, in string class, in integer class maybe. There's a function or a very strong class called convert2. So it's a pretty powerful class that can convert from many types to other types. Okay, so now I have a list of strings. Okay, I want to switch it or turn it to an array of integers. So I can use what Millie used, or let's take what what Willie sent. So var array of integers equals, so I want to convert all the splitted string. So convert all works like, okay, give me the string or give me the array you want to convert and give me the converter. Okay, so this function takes what is the array you want to convert and what is the converter, like what do you want to do. Okay, how do you want to convert it? This is a function that we've never used before, but it's very easily found on the internet. Okay, and it's one of the features in C# that you can get advantage, like one of the strong things in C#. Okay, so now by the end of this function, I have an array of integers. Now I can do what Millie did, or I can use a ready function to get the max, like what Willy did. So I can return array of integers dot max. Max, it will return the max number. You don't need a for each. Okay, so we used to do the for each before because we were learning algorithms, we were new, and because some languages, they don't have this max function. So you need to do it the old-fashioned way. But with C# from now on, unless I tell you specifically that don't use any ready function, you can use whatever you want. Okay, so you can use the max function to return the max right away. You don't need the for each. Okay, you don't need to make a for each to convert each element. You can use something like convert all or convert to class, or you can use the select from link functions. Okay, you can choose whatever you want, unless of course I say that please use just loops and ifs. That's when you need to use them. Okay, so that's like the easy way to do it. And as you can see, we took a list, or we took just a string, actually, not a list. We took a string, we splitted the string, we converted the splitted array into integer, and then we returned the max. And now, like, it looks more of a C# feeling. This is how C# code usually looks like.
Hey, Mohammed.
Yep.
When I try to run that, because I tried to do the same thing using the convert all, it actually gives me an error.
Yeah, well, what is the error there? Like a billion errors out there.
Say input string was not the correct format.
Yeah, so like your input string wasn't the correct format. So like maybe you had a space or maybe you had something wrong. You need to debug it. Let's take a look at what you have. Okay, you can share. Try to share the whole screen so we can see your browser as well. Okay, so you converted. Okay, so this is the same code we have. Okay, fine. So how are you passing this string? Let's take a look. Like, let's run it. Okay, localhost. Yeah, it needs to be run. It's not working. Yeah. Okay, max number, question mark, s equals, yeah, you don't need the quotes, the double quotes. Yeah, you just pass the array. Yeah, the double quotes are not needed here. It will be considered as part of the string. I'm not sure if you're talking.
Yeah, I got it.
But yeah, okay. So the double quotes, they will be considered as a number as well, and that's why it's blowing up. Okay. Now, of course, you need to assume that. Okay, let me share it. You need to assume that the user is not entering numbers. So what should you do?
Put an exception in.
Yeah, because the user may enter 1, 2, 3, X, then 6, 7. So the user may enter something that is not a number. Obviously, okay, you know users. You can't really trust them. So, of course, the better way to do this code is to put it inside try catch and to handle the exception. Okay, so put the whole thing in try catch. Okay, so I will try. and that's what I will return. I will catch, for example, what can you um, so if you enter something that is not a number, what was format exception? I guess format exception. Okay, so it's like your format is wrong. That's when you return. Well, this one is returning an integer. Okay, let's then return a string. Okay, so we can return like a message. Okay, well, toString. Why do we have toString here? I can't hear you, Saria. I see that you are talking.
Your output is string for public string.
Yeah, but why do I have toString? Like I didn't.
A question
write-
for all?
Yeah, for anyone. Yeah.
Oh, man, you want to return an string. If you have an exception, you want to return a message.
Yeah, but I mean, why do we have the
Because
toString function?
This function return a string. So if you try to return an integer, you will have an error.
Yeah, sure, but like I like in my code, I didn't write a function called toString anywhere. How do you How are you able to access this code, this function? Because it's in class object, which is the parent of everything, including integers. So Max will return an integer, right? Okay, integer is part of the object family. Object, okay, will inherit you or will give you what the toString function. Okay, so the answer for this question is that because toString is in the object class, which is the parent of all or almost everything in C#, including integers. That's why I can convert an integer to toString using the toString, which is in the object parent. Okay, if you went to toString, go to definition, you will see that it's in the int32. Oh, this one is overridden, but like it's overridden because it's in the bigger parent, which is object. Okay, we'll talk about overriding when we talk about our next class of inheritance, but the int class was able to override it because it's part of the parent of the main parent, which is object. Okay, so here we want to return another message like your string is not a valid int list. Okay, so you entered something wrong. Double quotes, spaces, maybe, I don't know. You did something wrong. Okay, otherwise, we can catch the generic one. Here we can say return, okay, an error has trying to perform the operation. Okay, any general message should work. Okay, and now even if you did like the simple mistake that Kevin did, you won't get that explosion page full of errors. You will just get this one. And actually, you can say your string is not a valid int list plus s plus what the user entered. So the user can know like, oh, this is what I entered, you know, in the parameter. And the user can see, oh, so I made like a single number or a single letter here or there, or double quotes or a quote or anything, which is not a valid number. Okay. So let's try this one out. So the main idea here was to just starting getting used to search stuff in C#. So you will notice that we will ask for a similar thing every class or two. Okay, like please go online, find a solution for this issue. Okay, now with more experience, you will be able to find them. Like the better you are in finding solutions and applying them the better employee and performer you will be. That, like, eventually in a workplace, they don't really care if you memorize all the names or of the functions. They don't want that. They want you to find solutions for problems. Of course, you can't just copy paste. You need to understand what you're doing, but like there's no problem that you will face, like this 99.9% that no one faced before of you. Okay, so why do I need to spend hours trying to find the solution of something while the solution is in front of me in the internet? People face the same error, the same exception, the same issue, the same task. I can go and learn from them. But of course, don't copy paste code. You need to understand what you're doing, and then you can just apply a similar solution. So, like a lot of people say, okay, why do programmers like get like 100K or 200K in big companies? Like while they all what they do is to copy paste from Stack Overflow and those websites. So the thing is, yeah, many programmers, that's what they do the whole day. But copy pasting is like $10 a year. That's what you get. But knowing what to copy paste, that's like the 100K of, in a year. Okay. Like when you bring someone to fix your furnace, for example, they may fix it in like in 5 minutes, but then they will charge you like $1,000 because it took them years to be able to do this 5-minute small job. And for you, you will never be able to do it. They know where to like screw this small like this small nail or screw or whatever. Okay, it takes them a second to do it, but it takes years of experience to do it. And that's what we are trying to learn. It takes really years of experience to search for things, find solutions. Now, this is a very easy task, so it's easily found, but to be able to understand the code of other people, to be able to take the solutions they did, that's years of experience. Okay, and that's actually what you get while working at work. When you go to work, most people will tell you that in 1 month in a company, I learned more than 1 year in university because the whole day they are solving problems. Okay, so here in the math controller, we have max number and the S equals 15794 and the max number is 9. Okay, any question? Okay, so if you didn't find the solution, that's fine. Okay, but you need to break the problem. Like if you copy pasted the whole question, just copy pasted this one, it will be really hard to find because sometimes I form the question in a different way. Sometimes you can't really have the whole, like the whole question is a full page. You can't just copy paste it. So you need to break, okay, what I have a string that is like comma separated. Okay, how do I convert? Let's try to find it. I'm not sure if we will really find anything, but of course, always start with C#, like convert string comma separated to list. Okay, you will see that, oh, so many people had the same problem. See this guy. So this guy is saying, okay, I have this one, which is actually the same what we have. I want to convert it to a list of integers. Okay, but this guy is like obviously like a new developer. So he's saying it's returning a string to me, as an array of string. I want what? I want a list of integers. Okay, so very easy. Oh, I think that's what Millie copied actually. Okay, so we know now, we know Millie's secret. That's the same line. Okay, but finding this thing, finding that's what experience is, that's what you will get paid thousands of dollars a month to do. Okay, so the most important thing for now is to be able to form what you want to search for, to form it in a meaningful short sentence. Okay, don't write your whole life story here. Otherwise, you will really find very strange things or not what you want. You need to be extremely specific, extremely like, and the shorter the term is, the better. Okay, like don't write like I have a website and MVC. Like if you wrote MVC here, you may get stuff that related to websites, and it's complicated, or so you are doing a specific thing in C# and you want to find that thing. Forget about the whole story, because the more things you type here, that you will find stuff that you don't really want. Okay, it will take you farther from that specific point. Okay, so this guy just I'm really impressed that this simple question has so many votes. Okay, so tag just split. He turned, okay, select means convert. That's what we'll learn tomorrow. And convert it to list. Okay, and that's it. Now you have a list of integers. Now, to know the max number list of integers, you can go by for each, or you can just choose the function that's called max. And that's it. Okay. We will do a whole day in class where we take a very long task, okay, a really long one, with a language that we've never worked in. It will be PHP. And like for the full day, I'll give you this task and you need to do it. First, in a language that you've never done. Second, like it's a pretty new thing. And last time, most of the students were able to do it. Although they've never seen this language, they've never seen, because they learned how to search for stuff. And this is somehow in the middle of our program. Roy, yep.
Oh, hi, Mohammed.
Hey.
I just have a question. When I was doing the research, like I find the like there's some method. It's like int parse.
Yep.
But there are also some other functions called like int 16 or int 32 or int 64 dot parse. So what does that mean?
Well, that's part of our math course, which will be a week. But like integers, for now, always use integers. Okay, just int without a number, like without 32 or. But an integer could be 5, 6, 7, or it could be 3 billions, 4 billions, 9 billions, right?
Yeah.
So the length of the integer or the range of the integer is different between int 16 and int 32. So int 32 can be from like -2 billion to +2 billion. Int 16 is much shorter. Int 64 is those big ints. Okay, so like they are eventually all integers, but if you have a very big number, that's when you can't use int 16. You will use something else. This is on, like, it depends on how many bytes you are representing the integer. It's pretty like an internal math thing that we will study, okay, because it's pretty important. But for you, like, just use int. No, don't use int 32 or int 16.
Okay, so if I only use int, that would include both, like, or 16, 32, or 64. So
no, regular int is the 32 one. So regular int is 4 bytes, 4 bytes, which is 32 bits.
Oh, okay.
If you want a very big int, that's when you can use int 64.
Okay. Okay.
But for our work, that we will never need something more than int 32.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Work.
I've got two things.
Yeah. Sure.
The first one is that the parameter name. At first, I thought my code was wrong because when I tested it, it kept on showing errors. Then I found out that I didn't put S in the string parameter. I put X, like.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's looking for something called S, and you had X, so.
You have to match the name that you put in the address. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
And okay, that's it. Okay, and the second one is that you told me to remind you to talk about the is and has when to put the class child or not.
Yeah, so that's part of the inheritance thing. Okay, So we will talk about it, but until then, I don't want you to get confused. So the inheritance relation is called an is a relation. Okay. So for example, rectangle is a shape. Okay. Triangle is a shape. That's why triangle can't be a child of the shape class. That's why rectangle can be a child of the shape class, because rectangle and triangle are both is a shape. Okay. Now, if you have the relation which is has, for example, a student has a course. Okay. An exam has a grade. Okay. So you can't make class grade inherit from class exam, because grade is not an exam. Okay. Student is not a course. Student has a course. Okay. So inheritance, okay, inheritance is just a relation that's defined by the is a. Okay. So you can tell me what did we have last time, like for example, comment and post. Okay. So can you make the class comment a child from class post? Like the comment, or like let's talk about the relation between post and comment. So the post has comments, or the post is a comment? Has. Okay. So the relation is has. That means is not is that means it's not inheritance. So the post can't be a child of class comment. And of course, comment can be a child of class post, because the relation is not is a relation. Okay. So for example, car and wheel. Can you make the class wheel a child of class car?
No.
No, because the car has a wheel and the wheel has a car. Okay. They have each other, but the car is not a wheel and the wheel is not a car, so they can't be like children for each other. Okay. And that's how you easily can know, like, most. Now there are extremely rare cases when this won't work. That's fine, you will see some people talk about it, but this will work for most of the cases that we want. Okay. So always see, like, before you make inheritance, be extremely careful that is this thing a part of this thing, or is it only included? Okay. Like a car has a wheel. Okay, that's fine. But is the car a wheel? Okay, no. So they can't be children for each other. Okay, always think about this. Now, for example, in the exam that we had, you have post, you have comment. Okay, so maybe you can both make both inherit from like a parent class, which called okay, what can we call them? Um, like paragraph or writing, or really not finding like a word in English that describes something that you write. Well, actually, it's the word post. um, the word post. But here, for example, if I want to talk about stuff that people write, okay, comments, posts, like messages, like all of those are part of like a big thing which called like writing, for example. Okay, so all of them can be sons or children of the writing class, which has like author. A post has an author, a comment has an author, right? Both of post and comment, they have type of writing. So you can isolate those things in a parent if you want. Okay. Now it's not mandatory to do so, but it makes sense to do so. Okay, because both of them, just like triangle and circle and rectangle, all of them are shapes. So all of them can inherit from the class shape. But the circle is not a triangle. They can't inherit from each other. Okay. So I hope that it makes sense now. And if you are not sure if inheritance is the correct thing, it's better to stay without it. So it's better not to do inheritance and live without it than making inheritance the wrong way. Okay, if you made the wrong inheritance, everything won't make any sense. Imagine making the class student child of class course. Now nothing will work. Nothing is going to work. Okay, everything will be wrong from here. But if you have the circle and triangle and rectangle, and you didn't make that parent class shape, that's fine. It's okay. Okay, you won't be totally wrong here. Okay, so if you are in doubt, if you don't know if this is really an inheritance or not, stay without it. Okay, so for example, in our assignment, okay, of course, don't change your design if you didn't make, but for example, our weapon and armor. Okay, can I make both of them part of a class called item? So, you know, as a player, you can have items, which could be a weapon, could be an armor. Okay, so I can make both weapon and armor children of a class called item. So the item has a name, has a strength, has, okay, and they will share all the functions. Okay, so that makes sense. That's fine. Okay, and it's totally easy to spot that this is okay. Okay, but I can't make the monster child of the hero class. Okay, monster is not a hero. Actually, they are the opposite thing. So how would you make them children? Okay, yeah. Any other questions? Okay, so let's get ready for our lab. Now, tomorrow, if you are not like tomorrow, we may take an hour from class to work on our assignments, but please try to finish now. Okay, so you still have 2 days. You already had 2 days. Okay, so it should be enough, but you need to put the effort after the classes. Okay. Yeah. If you have any questions, just slack me, please. Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye.